Hi everybody, my name's Ashley, and tonight I'm going to be talking about adopt, don't shop, quote unquote, from adopting a pet instead of shopping around and buying from a puppy mill or from a private breeder. So first off, I just wanted to say that this is something that I've always found true to my heart. I've loved animals since I was really little, and I just think it's so sad that there's millions of animals that are just roaming the streets or being euthanized because of people not being able to take care of them, throwing them out on the street because they bit their bit their little kid or bit them because they were being too aggressive. And there's just a lot that needs to be said, so I thought maybe we could talk about it for a little bit. But first off, I just wanted to say, um, here's some stuff that we're going to talk about. The table of contents. So the introduction, reasons to adopt, some other points that I wanted to bring up, and some closing thoughts. So first off, I just wanted to say that sometimes I just feel that some people just buy a dog or buy a cat or buy any kind of pet for the status they get to make, the likes they get to make, the cute little pictures that they get to post, and everybody comments, "Oh, so cute, this and this," but I don't think people realize what entails when you buy an animal. It's like having a little kid, a baby, for instance. They make messes, they have accidents on the carpet, they chew into things, they run around and make a mess, if, especially like say it's raining and they get mud all over themselves, and then they come back in the house and then there's mud all over your carpet, there's mud all over your hardwood floors. It's like having a little child, and people just assume that dogs and cats are just self-sufficient and I can feed them once in the morning and once at night, and that I don't have to play with them all day. I don't have to do anything to, suffice with them. And animals are like us. We need companionship. We need that love and affection that say we give our spouse or our children. They want that too. They need that reassurance that you are there for them and that you aren't going to hurt them. They are going to be loved. And that's what makes me sad, that people get these animals and then they end up on the streets when they could have easily been given to another family that's prayed and prayed and prayed for an animal, and they can't get one for whatever reason, and it just makes me sad. So one of the reasons on here, the reason for an adoption is you're giving the animal a loving and good home that they either did not receive from their previous owners from abuse or whatever the reason may be, or from being left out on the street and just running around rampant in town and seeing cold, dark days, haven't ate for, days. And you're giving them that reassurance too, that you're always going to be there for them, even though you work all day, but you're going to come home at night and you're going to spend time with them and you're going to see them. Another reason is that you're giving yourself and other family members in your household or just in your family in general, giving them something else to look forward to. I love coming home and seeing my fiance. I know we talk all day, but it's different seeing them, and especially when you're gone all day, your dog and your cat, they wonder where you are and they don't, understand. So that loving when their tail wags a little, when the dog's tail wags, they're so excited to see you. They missed you all day, and it's just that gives them comfort and joy to know that you're there for them and they're going to be able to have a good time knowing you're home now. It gives you a sense of reason and feeling wanted when you wake up in the morning. You get up and because you have something to do. You don't just have to lay in bed all day like, "Oh, I'm bored, I don't have anything to do." No, you have an animal to feed. You can get up and you can go feed him. You can go take the dog for a walk. You can take him to the pet store and you can get him a new toy or just walk around town with him. Just go on a car ride, roll the window down a little bit, let him stick his head out a little bit, and just enjoy that bonding time. And you can tell when your animals are happy. Not that they have a smile, but their tail wags and they just seem so excited and happy. It brings them joy too. Money. Money is always an option in everything that we do. So I don't think people realize when they're adopting an animal that it's so much cheaper than trying to buy from a puppy mill or from a private breeder somewhere. Most places just have like an adoption fee, and then they usually already have the animals vaccinated because of being in kennels and other such with all these other animals, so they don't realize that all that stuff is already done. And when people think, oh, I'm getting a shelter dog or a shelter cat, it's going to be gross and have ticks and not be washed, and it's not going to have all of the shots and everything that it needs when it already does. And that also deters people from that because they think, oh, well, I'm going to have to buy this dog or this cat, and I'm going to have to spend all this extra money when I could buy from this puppy mill or this breeder, and it could already all be done. And people don't realize when you adopt, you get all that paperwork and you get all of that information that you already have because the animal already has had all of it. And part of your adoption fee is to help pay for all of the expenses that it's already had since being in the shelter. Also, you're saving the life of that animal or dog because after so long, once shelters get full, they have to start euthanizing, which means killing off these animals, and which is also so terrible. These animals don't have a choice. Say Jimmy, the dog, has been there for 100 days, and on their 110th day, if they haven't been adopted yet, they have to put him out because there's 3 other dogs that just came in today and they need somewhere to be. And that poor animal doesn't have a fighting chance because they can't get adopted. And it's really hard for somewhere like me and my fiance who rent this house that can't have an animal. There's a thing called when you go, you have to have a not a renter's application, a adopting application, and they call like your landlord, and they make sure for reasons like this that you are able to have an animal, because if you're just going to sign over this animal to somebody in a week, they're going to say either get rid of this dog or cat or you're getting evicted, and sure enough they're going to just get rid of the animal and so they don't lose their house. So there's things in play to help protect things, but they also have these rules for a reason. But it's sad because people that really want an animal and they can't have it because of landlords and other such things, you know, it's hard because we would take good care of these animals and yet we aren't allowed to have them. So you're saving the life of the animal in the long run, but that's also another point. Some closing arguments that I would like to say. Basically, I think adoption is always a better option for yourself unless you absolutely have to have this $1,800 dog that you saw on social media, but really think about all these animals that are being killed off and all the money you could be saving when you look at shelters. And there's so many shelters locally to you. I mean, all you have to do is get on Google and call around even just to see. And you can even go in and I know with this pandemic, not a lot of going in places, but you can go in and see them. You can sit in a little doggy kennel, not a kennel, but the little visiting areas, and you can play with the animals. You can volunteer at animal shelters to help give them human interaction and to help bathing and to help grooming and all these other things. And that's just something that's really rewarding to be able to be with those animals in their hard times, but knowing that you are making a difference to them and it's making a difference to yourself because you know you're helping that animal and that makes you feel good, and especially because they're cute. That's always a bonus. But other than that, um, I think that's all I have for you guys. But thank you for watching my video. Sorry it's a little long. But also I just wanted to say thanks everybody for helping me out through these videos through the semester. And I've really enjoyed everybody's videos and watching and getting to know all of you guys. Have a good rest of your year. Bye.